Hi all, my name is Kalpesh Yuse and you're watching Current Affairs Club. If you're still wondering as to how BJP managed to form its government in Manipur and Goa, then you need to watch this video because our today's topic is role of governor in a hung assembly. In this video, we'll be talking about how a governor is elected, powers of the governors, how is a government formed in a hung assembly, what are the recommendations of Sarkaria and Panchi Commission reports, and various other things. This is one of the most discussed and debated topic not just since the last few days but since a lot of years. The gravity or the importance of this topic can be understood by the fact that a lot of governments in different states have been formed by using or misusing the rules related to this topic, and the most recent example of this is the formation of state government in states like Manipur and Goa. The first point that we'll have a look at is how is the governor elected. Now, under the Constitution of India, the machinery of the state government is similar to that of the central government. The governor is the chief executive of the state and his power resembles to that of the President of India. He is not a real functionary, but he acts on the advice of the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. Now, according to the Article 153 of the Constitution, every state requires to have a governor, and Article 155 states that the President has the power to appoint anyone as the governor of a particular state. But to act on to it, Sarkaria Commission has given a lot of recommendations towards selection of the governor. The recommendations are: should be an eminent person, must be a person from outside the state, must not have participated in active politics at least for some time before his appointment, he should be a detached person and not too intimately connected with local politics of the state. The next point that we'll be talking about is the power of governors. The governor has four types of power. The first one is executive power, then legislative power, then financial power, and finally judicial power. We are more concerned with the executive power because it deals with the appointment of chief minister. According to Article 164(1) of the Constitution, the governor has the right to appoint the chief minister and the council of ministers on the advice of the chief minister. As the governor appoints the chief minister, the post of the governor is an important one. Now in the Constitution, there are no clear laid down rule as to whom the governor should invite first to form the government. There are some constitutional conventions, but they are not binding on the governor. They just act as an advisory, and hence the post of a governor becomes an important one. Now let us understand how a state government is formed. Every state and union territory goes for election every 5 years. The Election Commission organizes this election, and every political party and candidate get equal opportunity to stand in this election. In order to form a government, a particular political party or a group of parties require more than 50% of the total assembly seats. For example, in Delhi, the total number of assembly seats are 70. So if a particular political party needs to form a government, then they require more than 35, that is minimum 36 seats. If a single party has 36, then they can form a government. If not, they can form a coalition government by grouping up with other political parties or individual. If none of the political party has more than 50% of the seats, then we call it as hung assembly. Now let us understand how a state government is formed in case of a hung assembly. There are two possible outcomes in this case. The first one, which we have already discussed, is if a single party has less than 50%, then they can collaborate with other parties or individual, and if the total number of elected seats crosses the 50% mark, then they can approach the governor and stake their claim for the formation of the government. Now the second possible outcome here can be when none of the political parties have the confidence to achieve the 50% mark, then president rule is imposed in the state and fresh elections are announced as soon as possible. Now president's rule can be imposed for reasons other than hung assembly as well. In India, president rule in different states has been announced for more than 100 times. President rule has been imposed at least once in 27 of the 29 Indian states. UP tops the chart as president rule has been imposed here for more than 10 times, followed by Bihar where it was imposed 9 times, and followed by Kerala, Manipur, Orissa and Punjab where it was implemented 8 times. Punjab was under president rule for closely 10 years altogether. But there has been a lot of controversies revolving around the formation of the government in a particular state, and most of these controversies are revolving around the role of the governor. I would like to share a few examples so that you understand these controversies in a much better way. Now let's have a look at the 2015 Jharkhand election. BJP won 30 seats, Congress won just 9 seats, but still governor invited Congress to form the government. In 2013 Delhi election, BJP won 31 seats, Congress won 8 seats, still Congress was invited to form government. And similarly in 2017 Goa election, BJP won just 13 seats, whereas Congress won 17 seats out of 40, and still BJP was invited to form a government. Similar situation was also seen in Manipur, where Congress was the single largest party, but still BJP was invited to form a government. By this example, you might have easily understood that a lot of time the governor has invited the leader of the party having maximum seats and vice versa. Hence, this puts the role of the governor under a lot of ambiguity. Now, it is the center who appoints the governor. I know that it is the president, but the president works on the advice of the center. Hence, it won't be wrong in saying that the center is the one who appoints the governor. Now, if the governor goes against the rules, policies, demands and aspirations of the center, then he might fear losing out on his job. Hence, the governor works according to the will of the center, and that's why we see a lot of ambiguity in the role of the governor. Now, in order to remove this ambiguity and to have uniformity in the decision-making process of the governor with regards to the appointment of the chief minister, Sarkaria Commission and Panchi Commission has given a lot of recommendations. Now, the recommendations given by these commissions are as follows. In choosing the chief minister, the governor should be guided by the following principle. The party or combination of parties which command the widest support in the Legislative Assembly should be called upon to form the government. The governor's task is to see that a government is formed and not to try to form a government which will pursue policies which he approves. If there is a single party having an absolute majority in the Assembly, the leader of the party should automatically be asked to become the chief minister. If there is no such party, which we call it as hung assembly, the governor should select a chief minister from amongst the following parties or group of parties by sounding them in turn in the order of preferences indicated below. The first preference should be given to an alliance of parties that was formed prior to the election. Second preference should be given to the largest single party staking a claim to form a government with the support of others, including independent. The third preference should be given to a post-electoral coalition of parties with all the partners in the coalition joining government. And the final preference should be given to a post-electoral alliance of parties with some of the parties in the alliance forming a government and the remaining parties, including independent, supporting the government from outside. The governor, while going through the process described above, should select a leader who in his judgment is the most likely to command a majority in the assembly and might have a stable government. It was also recommended that a chief minister, unless he is the leader of a party which has absolute majority in the assembly, should seek a vote of confidence in the assembly within 30 days of taking over. The other recommendation was that the issue of majority support should be tested only on the floor of house and nowhere else. The governor plays a very crucial role in the formation of the state government. He is not the agent of the center, and he definitely should follow the recommendations given by the Sarkaria Commission so that the right political party gets an opportunity to form the government. We hope you like our work. Kindly like, comment and share, and kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.